was telling me that it was over.
Welcome on the morning show, listening to 95.3 FM this beautiful Friday morning. It's a cool Friday morning. I always say this, thank God it's Friday, thank goodness it's free. On the morning show, on Fridays, we usually just take on all of the top stories all through the week. And I want to begin on a good note with Dangote reducing premium motor spirits, popularly known as petrol price, by 15 naira. And this has been seen as a welcome development, and it's also in records that this is the sixth time Dangote will reduce the price of premium motor spirit this year. However, there are concerns that retail outlets, petrol stations, and retail outlets have not affected these prices. So people are wondering. So if you say you reduce the pump price of petrol and we're not getting it at that rate, so to what end? And with even importation, other marketers still importing fuel. Dangote said he's not moved by that. He is more focused on stabilizing his price and allowing Nigerians, get the price of premium motor spirits, a price that they can afford.
Good morning, Funke.
Are you cold? Is the cold getting to you this morning?
It's the weather. It's the cold
I
weather.
understand.
Yeah. So concerning Dangote's issue, I would say I think Dangote is doing a good job.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually what he's doing is doing a very good thing, and I feel the government should work with Dangote.
Mm-hmm.
Should work with Dangote, and I feel he can't really do it all alone. He
Yeah,
needs the
of course.
support of the
Of
government because
government.
he's doing, having a refinery. I mean, this
Mhm.
is a welcome development for the country.
A
So,
stable
a
refinery.
stable
because
refinery.
The National Oil Company, NNPC, also have refineries where we hear that all of the refineries we hear, they've revamped and we're all happy. Hey, Kaduna refinery is back, or refinery now, they're not really functioning.
Yes.
So we appreciate that there is somebody who is a private individual who has, Dangote refinery came up just last year, and it's not been even 2 years, and we've seen stability in price.
Prices.
And it takes someone who is dedicated to providing Nigerians with this product, and also helping Nigerians cope with the recent or the prevalent economic realities. For other businesses, setting up a business as huge as a refinery, you still want to put your foot down and be sure that, do I have a balance before you think of before considering your customers. But at this point, it's been around 2 years, and we see what Dangote is doing. He has consistently reduced the pump price of petrol, and this is great. And just recently, the World Bank even appointed him, gave him an appointment, because they see what he's doing.
Yeah.
And they understand that this is someone we should associate with. He's got a good business acumen, and he's really doing great for Nigeria. I tell you, this is one of the things giving us butterflies in our bellies, because out of all the news out there, you can barely pick on one good news per day.
Per day.
So we would say that for Dangote, he's really making life easy.
Easy,
And
yes.
imagine if we have a lot of people, local investors in our country doing this, not just in the oil sector, in other sectors. Do you know what this means for us in the textile industry, health, and all of that? And then they're providing services that really is about making life easy for Nigerians.
Yes,
Honestly, we'll start to soar. Our economy will be better for it, and we might even attract foreign investors. We all like jumping on foreign investors.
Foreign investors.
Mhm.
This is
Even
true.
the vice president recently said, yeah, Nigeria is a viable place for foreign investors to come in. I'm like, uncle, let's be calming down. So, with the recent price reduction, what do you feel about, people still complaining? Because of course there are some retail outlets, there's some oil marketers buying from Dangote, not oil
Dangote,
marketers are buying from Dangote, and it has the list of it. If you even see it, you will see the retail, the names of these oil marketers buying from Dangote. And whenever he makes this reduction, he usually will tag and say, okay, for the people who are doing business with him, he's reduced the price of premium motor spirits, so they should make adjustments. And somehow he even gets to, how do I say it, refund them when he thinks that, okay, him reducing the pump price of fuel may affect their own business. Because of course I have the product, I reducing pump price of fuel, and I bought the product at a higher price before the reduction. So that's a way he gets to, just manage this situation. But for Nigerians still say, okay, with all the reduction we've had, this is the sixth time it's reducing the price of premium motor spirits, and we get to even see no adjustment at retail outlets. What do you feel about this?
I feel because sometimes we are the cause of our own problem. There are some things you see and you say, why are they doing this kind of a thing? I mean, they reduce the price.
Okay.
Like you say, okay, government said this, the sellers are saying another thing. You understand? It's fine. You bought it after buying it, and then it was reduced. It's nobody's fault. I mean, it's
But it will affect their own market.
Yes,
well,
it's
because they're
true.
there to make profits regardless.
It's you. But if now Dangote refinery reduces its price, and then the buyers that are actually selling, they don't follow the same pattern. There's going to be so now the issue now will be like, okay, Dangote refinery is saying this, the sellers are saying otherwise. You understand? So it's going to be an issue. I feel fine. It has happened. They bought it. The price has been reduced, but just in case of, I should say, next time. You understand? So such confusion, because whatever happens, it will be on who, the Dangote's refinery. You understand? So I mean, it's sad. Yes, it will affect their business, but it's business. You can't. There's gain and there's we gain profit and we lose. You understand?
Yeah,
So
we gain, we lose. But we can't but applaud Dangote for a job well done. So this takes me to the story on 52,000 Nigerians relocated to the UK in just 2024. 52,000 Nigerians relocated, and with some of the countries abroad, making stiffer laws. It's even tough for you, to seek opportunities out there or push for greener pastures. You still see people not relenting.
no relenting.
And just still pushing that we must leave this country. Do you think Nigeria will find a way, to salvage this situation? Because aside just Nigerians, we have some of these people are professionals, especially in the health sector. And recently we've seen reports where even state governments are jumping on ways, looking for ways to, contain the situation. Because they say health workers are even one of the most, the health sector is one of the most affected. You see health workers saying, okay, they're seeking better opportunities abroad because the welfare package here is not good,
it's not good,
remuneration is not good at all, and then they have what it takes. Okay, I want to go to a better place where I get reward for what I have to offer. And 52,000 Nigerians, please. One day, I think we're going to have another country in another country. Nigerians will have another country in another country.
Yes,
Because with the way we are flooding some of these countries, one day they'll just say, you see, this country, we don't have, the only people here are Nigerians. So let's just name it maybe Nigeria 1 or Nigeria 2, the second country.
that would actually even cause an issue, because a lot of people will say, why would you be coming into? I mean, look, if things are not done, believe me, Funke, people will still be going, leaving the country. If the health sector in the country. They don't look into it. I mean, in terms of what they get, the how much they earn. If the government don't look into it to increase this salaries of health workers, it will still be the same story, because when you don't tackle something, obviously, I mean, just like the fire, there's an electric surge, you understand? If you don't go to where the main source is and you tackle it from there, no matter what you do, you understand? Even if you switch off the socket, if you don't switch it off from the main control, they still will keep on, you understand? So if the governments, they don't look into the main issue and they just keep, looking, going, throwing, looking around elsewhere, it will still be the same thing. Even if they let them say, it will be difficult, people will still leave. But when they do something about it, I mean, if you look at how much health workers earn abroad compared to here, I mean, the difference is huge. It's a very, very big difference. So who wouldn't want to go to where you earn good money? You understand? So they have to look into do something about it, increase the payment of the salary of these health workers, and not only health workers, workers in general,
And let's just come to say, even immigration laws are not really that kind to Nigerians or the third world. Because if you see, there is this non-EU migration, because there's some countries that, because of the way their partnership, you're allowed to move in. You are allowed the access. There's no any stiff immigration law on citizens from all these countries. But a country like ours, we're non-EU migration, because we are non-migration everywhere. People really do not have this soft, or give us a soft landing when we're seeking migrating to their country. But still, you see, Nigeria still keep pushing. And somehow we have joined India, Pakistan, and China as one of the leading contributors to non-EU migration to the UK. I mean, can I call it migration sector on that aspect? Because we're not going there for free. We're paying heavily, either we're getting a working visa or study visa, all of that. Study visa is not cheap. Study visa costs a lot, because you're going there to study, except you're on full scholarship. And it's hard to see country even give you full scholarship. There are rare opportunities where you get full scholarship. Most times you have to pay heavily, if you're applying for a study visa. And with this, given the exchange rate here, Nigerians will say there is no money in this country. Oh, we're taking the money in this country, I'll add money in this
except
country
you have someone
to other countries to go and have a living.
Yeah, except you have someone who's ready to, maybe you have a family abroad that will be able to sponsor you, in your education. I mean, it's different. Yeah, that is true. But like I said, if we don't tackle the main issue, this thing will keep on going, because you would, and the issue, I feel the reason why they have this strict immigration rule on we Nigerians is because of a lot of things that have been happening. So many stories, when you hear of stories like this Boko Haram insurgency, these are things that I feel they look into. You understand? And also, sometimes you see some Nigerians that will go there and you have the opportunity to leave and you are going to do fraud, it doesn't make sense. These are things that they look into.
Take over
yes, if you are going to someone's country, obey the rules. It's not your country. No matter what you do, it's not your country. But you see some Nigerians who go abroad and start misbehaving. Don't you follow that? And how do you think they see all these things? Why do you think they make it difficult?
So I stumbled on a video online, and there's this young man. I'm not sure he's Nigerian, but he's African, and he lured a young lady a young girl who is still a girl, a child. She's not an adult yet. I know anything that comes with molesting child or abuse of any nature, you are in deep trouble.
Yes.
The young man, it was in contact with this lady, the young girl, and eventually he came to visit the girl, not knowing that police were onto him, and immediately they started to interrogate him. What are you doing here? You came to meet who? Say, she's my friend. Something. He said, it's a lie. You want to have a carnal knowledge of this young girl. So why are you seeking friendship with someone who is not the same age as you and not on your level? What kind of friendship are you seeking? Are you the uncle? You're not the uncle. You're not related to them. You're communicating with the girl. All the chats he was having with this girl, the kind of conversation, the texting, it was discovered. I know it's easy. Their system is well put together that whatever is going on in a jiffy, they just put it up.
Yeah.
They just create a search. And before you know, police are onto you. If no matter the minutest thing you might do, if it's against their law, they're coming after you. And the young guy was like, no, this is not it. But evidence are before evidence. This is evidence before the law.
Yes.
So how do you get, to fight this? And these are the things. So you have the opportunity to go out there, go represent Nigerians well. You're seeking better opportunities because you think this country is not working. Then you go to a country that's working, and you want to, do something against break the law of that country, the country that is working. That means even if Nigeria is working, you will still remain here and do worse things. So it's not just about we not having a good environment.
Yeah.
Regardless of all of our challenges, there are some people here who are still thriving, who are still doing well.
Of course.
So sometimes you understand that people are not leaving the country. Yeah, they're leaving the country because they're seeking greener pasture. But other times it's because it's not all of them that whatever is happening in Nigeria is really affecting. They just think, okay, let's prove a point. Let's just leave the country. It's just hatred for the country. They just feel that, okay, Nigeria is not doing well. Look at the young man. You say Nigeria is not doing well. You left the country. And you're also out there doing the worst things ever. That we are complaining about, the government doing here. So it's sad. Let's move away from that story. Coming to APC. OPC had their national summit yesterday. And they declared President Bola Tinubu. They've already crowned him, saying, you are our candidate for the 2027 election. So there's not going to be primaries. We're not even seeking maybe any contender under the umbrella of the All Progressive Congress. And this, really, it's just anytime APC comes together like this, PDP, they are at the window. Let's just imagine that it's a building, and then when APC are holding a meeting, PDP is by the window saying, what are they up to again? You these people, what's it I won't do again? What stones are you about to throw? And all of that.
What surprise?
Yeah, what surprise are you up to? And APC declared. Now, seeing that APC already have President Bola Tinubu as candidates, and other parties, the major, strongest opposition, PDP, does not even have, they're shaky right now. And then the foundation is shaky. They're trying to put things together. And whilst later, former Senate President Bukola Saraki, was decided to, apologies, in its decision to help the party, decided to bring back Anyanwu as the national secretary, which other party members and leaders said they do not want. And this further, you call people to come help the party, and still you're not putting things together. And IPC is saying, no worry, now that we know that President Tinubu, we're sure President Tinubu is your candidate for 2027 election, well, we will work together to find a strong competitor. Do you think with the people would know that have been in the race for presidency in the last election, if the opposition feel this people again, do you think they stand a chance? Opposition stand a chance, like former Vice President Atiku Abubakar, Peter Obi, or should we just look for another candidate that might just just give people a new feeling that maybe this is a good one? Or what do you think, PDP? If you're in PDP at this time,
the question
what do you think?
If I'm in PDP,
well, yeah, what advice will you give?
If I'm in PDP, to be very, very honest, I right now, I won't even know
What to do.
what to do exactly and who to pick, because I mean it's like who would the thing is who has a strong political stand, you understand, who has a strong political stand. And fine, Atiku has been in politics for
Yeah,
long,
and
even though
the
he has,
race for
yeah, and the
presidency.
race for presidency, and even though he has not been winning this race, he still has loyal followers. You understand? So, who would you bring that will be able to capture the hearts
Yeah, all
of
Nigerians.
Nigerians?
Yes. Because now the people we've seen, how do I say this now? Back President Bola Tinubu are politicians, party members, still some Nigerians also. So you're saying that the only way to have a strong competition in 2027, if they come up with someone Nigeria may, accept. Who would
Someone
this be?
Nigeria may accept. That's
Don't
the
you
thing.
think Peter Obi stand a chance again?
Yeah, Peter Obi, he stands a chance again.
Do you think he has, a better chance if he stays in Labour Party? Because, Peter Obi has come out numerous times to say he's not joining any coalition, he's not going to be VP. There were speculations he was going to be VP to former Vice President Atiku Abubakar. There was a time they had, this plan that maybe they should come together and defeat the ruling party. At this point, Peter Obi has said he is not about that his only problem is fighting corruption.
Corruption, yes.
Then he is not there is no inordinate affection to win any election or there for the position of the presidency.
To prove a point.
Yeah.
Like proving a point.
Do you think he stand a chance if he remains in the Labour Party?
If he remains, I mean, Peter Obi has actually, Labour Party before, nobody actually paid attention to Labour Party. Let's just be very
The
honest.
Labour Party is now shaky with the chairman Abure and then other factions saying Abure is not their party chairman. We want another party chairman. Labour Party is not even stable at this
That's
time.
the thing, when you have an issue, internal issue, it's how would the party stand strong? I mean, 2027, they are talking about 2027 election, and you are not even as a party standing strong. If you have a problem,
Division.
if you cannot tackle the problem in your home, then how much more would you be able to handle what's outside? I mean, I think the Labour Party should resolve whatever issues they are having. Resolve it, solve any issues they are having. This whole is not my
That's the
chairman,
thing.
it's
A
not
lot
my
of them have
this.
this personal interest.
Yes.
They cannot put down, their personal ambition to work together, to
It's not my. It's
on
not my.
a larger level.
One thing about the APC that I would say I respect is that I don't even know. I don't know if they have. Definitely, they might have internal issues, but it's not.
They're well put
yes,
together.
they know how to patch
the ruling
things up.
party
You
now,
understand? It's the ruling party. Fine. It's the ruling
they're
party.
the one in governance, so it's like they have all things put together. There's
Yeah.
enough bread on the table. Opposition, where are they? How
Yes,
the opposition
yes.
are not empowered, they've
True,
not been empowered
very
for
true,
us,
very
so
true.
It's hard to really.
Yes, very true.
come
Peter
together.
Peter Obi has a chance. Fine, Peter Obi has a chance against President Bola Ahmed Tinubu because yes, fine. When Peter Obi started this obedient movement, it's something that was
Yeah.
it took people by surprise. Even the ruling party took them by surprise. Like wow, nobody expected it to turn out this way. So I think the only issue is if the party should resolve their problems, their internal issues, and come together to work and see how they can go for the next election. Then, but the PDP, I would say the PDP should bring out someone different.
No, PDP, I don't even thinking of fielding a candidate yet because this is more like we have not really addressed the problem we have,
Yes.
the internal problem of the party. So they're yet to address that. So it's hard for them to even think of what candidate they'll come up with. And Wike has rightly, put it out there that he is not interested in running for presidency since he's working under President Bola Tinubu and he would never contest with somebody he's working with. And at this time, I think somehow, even if we have good candidates, party has not been, coming under a party has not been really favorable to some of these candidates.
Yeah,
Because one, it's the party that will eventually help you win the election.
of
Not
course.
completely.
Not
Because
completely.
you have a role to play as a candidate,
Yeah.
but as the party, but you have to come under a party
Under a
to
party,
win any
yes, to
election.
win
You
the
can't win
election.
any election as an individual. And now LP, they're shaky. PDP shaky. It seems like it's ruling party that have everything put together.
Together.
And then they're even talking of coalition. Now the coalition, there were speculations that maybe it's going to come under the SDP or the ADC. And right this week, the ADC candidate in 2023 election says he's not going to step down for anybody. Now that maybe they're thinking maybe they would use ADC as a platform for the coalition, or SDP. It's just this back and forth, back and forth. At this point, even if you think you are a solid candidate, now if the party is not well put together, it will not turn out in your favor.
Yeah,
Mhm.
very true.
And this is one big challenge.
Challenges.
So the only party we know have everything put together now is All Progressives
Congress.
Because
The
they're the
APC.
ruling party. Other party are just the internal rancor and the issues they have. It's not even making them looking forward to addressing these issues on time and move away from that. They should have addressed all of these issues and move away from it.
Yeah.
And now thinking of who are we
We-
going to put out there. And of course, they won't have just one candidate like the ruling party.
Yes.
They will come up with candidates.
Candidates,
Start thinking of who the people who will eventually maybe partake in the primaries. Then eventually you have one person who will be the flag bearer.
But I feel
That is not
if-
even in the talks right now.
I feel even if the Labour Party want to bring, Peter Obi, I think they might still give the
Peter
mantle
Obi a
to
chance.
Peter Obi because, which other candidates would we want to bring up that has a strong stand? Like,
For now, you think
yeah.
Peter Obi, has the chance. How about the Vice President, Atiku Abubakar? And let's not forget Kwakwaso. He was also in the run in 2023 elections. But now he is he's talking about his own movement, Kwakwasia movement. And even NNPC has said that, well, he's not part of them anymore. Like, it was just in 2023, they filled him for the as the presidential candidate of NNPP. And they're saying that, no, there's no connection there. So do you think that this party really do not really work together with their candidates?
I feel they don't.
They don't
I
work
feel
well
they
with
don't.
their candidates. Maybe they just come with how do I say this? One just a fast approach. Let's just find a candidate. Okay, go. Then after election, there's this disengagement. You don't engage. You don't, because now you just see some of these party and not engaging these candidates. You see NNPP saying, Kwakwa, so we don't know anything. No, it's not part of us. We're not even thinking of, we don't have anything to do with it moving forward in 2027. So do you think that is one of the challenges we have with candidates and party coming up with? It's one.
I think it is because I don't know. I feel they don't really, when they see the person's performance, they'll be like, this one.
Yeah, so
what-
it's like, to what advantage?
What advantage?
Mhm.
Yes.
You didn't perform well in the last election, so maybe we'll push you aside.
Push you aside,
Should
of
that
course.
be the case? Or you are just standing with this person because you understand that he has a good purpose, to come run for presidency, and you stand by his ideals, and some of the things it aligns with your party.
But yeah, I feel a lot of them are just for selfish
It's like
interest. Yes, just for selfish interest. But if you have the interest of the country in your hands, and you know that this individual has the interest of the country in his heart, you would stand by the person, you support the person. Of course. So it's not just by the person did not perform well, and you understand, you just sideline the person, and then how would you, if you cannot tackle what is internal, how would you be able to tackle what you are about to experience to bring to the table to the people?
Political party in this
I don't
country.
think so. I don't think so.
We really have to address some of the root cause of this rancor that often play out in political parties. I think I've time is first friend on the show. It's been an amazing time. on the morning show this Friday, the School Friday morning. Thank you for joining us, even though we didn't have the chance to open the phone lines. I am Oluwafunke, saying until we come your way next week, God allowing us the grace. Catch you next week. This has been made possible by executive producer Yadishla Salami. And thanks to the technical crew for putting this together.
And I am Paul Eteng. Do have a wonderful Friday.